What's up guys, Silverback Reviews back with another video. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell below and you'll be notified every time I drop a new video. Most of you may not know this, but I'm an FFL. And there's one question I get asked daily, if not weekly. I'll share that with you and my answer right now. So the question I get asked the most is, what's the cheapest gun that you carry? I understand where that question comes from. A lot of our budgets are different. Some are bigger than others and some are smaller. But a better question to ask is, here's my budget. What gun fits this budget? If you call and you said, hey, I got $100 and I need a gun, I probably got a gun I could fit into that budget. If you say I got $500 or $300, I can find a gun to fit that budget as well. 3 or 4 different guns will pop into my mind and I'll be able to fit you with a gun that suits your budget. So if you ask me what's the cheapest gun I carry, it'll probably be something like this, a Phoenix Arms gun. They come in different calibers. This one here is a 22. They come in 25 ACP. So this is a Phoenix Arms 22, and it has pros and cons like any gun does. One of the obvious pros of this gun is the price is very inexpensive, and it's a small gun. It fits inside of my hand. Some of the cons are this gun is heavy at about 19.26 ounces. For a gun this small, that's very heavy. It's cheaply made. Inside the barrel or the chamber here, you can see machining marks, and most of the 22 rounds are soft tip lead, and they'll easily get hung up on some of the burrs that's on this barrel here. Another con is it comes with one mag. The mag doesn't fall freely when you eject. And that's just part of the gun being cheaply made. So with those things going on with the gun, the gun is more likely to malfunction, and that's not a good thing, especially if you got a bad guy pointing the gun at you. The trigger on this gun, on a cheaper gun, you can almost always expect a bad trigger, and the trigger on this one is pretty bad. So moving up from the Phoenix Arms, the next step will probably be something like the High Point CR380. This gun is about $145. So with this gun, you're stepping up in caliber. You're getting a larger round, and you're also getting a larger gun. This is a pretty big gun, and it's heavy. This gun weighs about 31 ounces, and ounces are pounds and pounds are pain, so carrying this gun around all day would be very problematic for most people. Some of the pros of this gun, again, is pretty inexpensive at $145, and around the same price point you can get various other calibers such as 9mm, 45, all for basically the same price. And for me, that sums up the pros for this gun. The cons, again, is very heavy at 31 ounces. It's cheaply made, cast metal slide, and you can see machining marks all through this gun. Comes with one 10-round magazine. The grips on this gun are very smooth, and if you get sweat or blood on your hands, it'll probably be very hard to hold on to this gun. Again, at this price point, the trigger on this gun is squishy. It's the brake is it's not there. It's kind of like a water gun trigger. Is probably the closest thing I can relate to this trigger. So that's the High Point CR380. Moving up from the High Point at about $250 is the Sky CPX3. It is the same exact caliber of the last gun, the High Point. But it is very well made, a lot smaller than the High Point, a lot lighter than the High Point. I think it's 17 ounces. So it fits in between, as far as weight goes, it fits in between the Phoenix Arms and the High Point. Very light for its size, very well made, nice machined slide scallops, plastic lower, defined grips. It's affordable. It's higher than the other guns I showed. It's about $100 more, but you get so much for that, the extra $100 you put into this gun. It's compact. Like I said, still fits inside of my hand. A lot smaller than the same caliber High Point. It's very well made. Feels very good in the hand. Comes with 3 magazines. Has a very nice trigger. Has manageable recoil. Very light for its size. Great packaging. You get laminated cards, full color book, a nice trigger lock, and 2 keys. And one thing I like about this gun, every time I show a person who's newer to guns, or even people who've used guns their entire life, a lot of people have trouble managing the slide release. The slide release on this gun is very light. Not a lot of pressure is needed to drop that slide. Some guns you have to really dig in and push down, and it's painful sometimes. But this gun, very light slide release, so that's good for some women or elderly people. Very, very, very easy and very manageable. As far as cons go for this gun, I would have to say the sights. The sights are inconsistent in dot size, and the layering of the paint looks a little thin, like it may wear off in time. Secondly, it's a very long trigger pull. Some people like that, some people don't. I like short, crisp triggers. The trigger pull on this is pretty long. So those are my cons for this gun. That age-old adage still rings true. You get what you pay for. If you can stand to pay a little more for a tool that may one day save your life or others, it may be in your best interest to pay up in the beginning rather than the end.